Hi.
Hi, guys.
Look what we found.
Look what we found.
We found babies.
We have goats.
All of the goats.
All of them.
Hilarious. All the baby goats. And these are Pygora goats.
Hi, baby. Hi.
They're so cute, okay? I know we say that about a lot of animals.
What happened to Heather and Danielle? They were concerned about the baby goats.
All of them are there.
Oh, you have to get up there. Hi, baby.
And they are so cute and so sweet.
So cute.
But
See,
they
like it's
also-
like goat yoga over here.
It
with
is. It's goat
feet
yoga.
and-
Shelly, we're getting these, okay? We've reserved a trio next year.
Right.
If my mom's watching, pay no attention.
Oh, you're stuck. You got stuck in my shirt.
She's about to go. Okay.
Well, it's gracefully. Hi.
So Pygoras have 3 different fibers. You are hilarious.
Here's the one I dropped. He's back. He gives.
So
He's sweet.
there's
Hi.
A, which stands for Angora. This is not really what it stands for. This is how we remember it, okay?
It's Angora-like fiber.
Angora-like fiber. B is a blend, and C is cashmere. And these guys are, how old are these? These are like 2 months, 2 months.
We have 7-week-olds and 4-week-olds.
And
4 to 2 months.
you can see this is where our American-made fiber comes from. Is little farms like this who are growing great animals and putting their time into it. I'm going to turn you guys around so we can see. That's Erica out there.
Erica Brown.
Erica Brown.
And this is Quail Hollow.
Quail Hollow Farms. And this is her breeding pen and
What
her
mamas?
babies, her mamas and babies for the spring. You are such a monster.
I really like this one. You can have this one.
I can have that one.
Yeah, he's not as monstrous as that one who wants to eat us.
The one is already sold. The one that I really like is sold, okay? Okay, we have to plan these out because you can see these are really tall fences, but I can guarantee you that Jack can't get over those fences. Well, maybe he could. But, you know, purposeful.
That's Rollo. This is Gibbs.
That's Rollo and this is Gibbs.
This is Gibbs.
Oh, that's Gibbs. This
That's
is Rollo. Rollo wants to be my yard goat.
He must be
Rollo's one of triplets.
He was one of the triplets because you had a lot of triplets this year.
Yes, we had 2 sets of triplets.
Hi,
Yes.
And that was the first time ever.
Oh, Gibbs is silky. Oh, and hello.
That's the bad goat.
I don't know
Licorice.
his name.
That's
Licorice.
Licorice is now is a lap goat.
He's a lap
too.
goat, okay? They're all lap goats. This is what, you know.
You should turn it around.
Here, let me
We have like it's on the table.
You guys see? Hi, babies.
And now a mama
Hi.
has come to investigate.
Right,
going,
because
"There's
she's like,
a
really?
party."
Are there cookies or something? That's what she's
Yeah,
saying.
I know. She's like, why?
She's just a jealous yearling.
Uh-huh.
Nobody's on her.
No babies
She's-
on her.
She's
a
like,
pretty girl.
she is
Hi.
pretty. So
Hi, Mary.
we have Pygoras. Now, when were they created? They were created in the U.S.
Yes, in Oregon City, Oregon.
Okay.
Oh, so they are like they
are
the
a
Pacific
local-
Northwest goat.
Yep. So mid-1980s, and then the Pygora Breeders Association came into existence in 1987.
Okay.
So we've been around for 32 years now.
And the fiber quality and the structure on these goats is just incredible. And the usable fiber is amazing.
You are very sweet.
We've been seeing a lot of questions online. A lot of people have been talking about Pygoras losing their coat. These remind me a lot of Angora rabbits because you have to have the timing correct on the goats to get the fiber off the best that you can. But the product is just incredible.
Eric is taking pictures of us being.
Because there is like the best day ever. It's like
it's a
goat day.
There's
You
even
know,
one on my lap. You have to
I would-
see that.
I want you guys to know that Danielle used to not be a goat person.
I'm still not a huge goat person because there's always the bad one who you go out in the morning and it's out again and it's eating your windshield wipers and there's
These
a
wouldn't
monsoon.
do that, okay?
Yeah. No,
These won't do it.
fencing.
It's all about fencing.
So this fencing over here is 5-foot sheep and goat fielding.
Uh-huh.
And then we put up the 3 strands of barbed wire, and that's more to keep things out,
Out than them in.
than them in.
Right. They're not as
I was
adventurous.
going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. You got stallion fencing around here.
Well, we have cougars, coyotes.
You have all the bad animals. This one is total ham. Hi. Right. And you guys don't run livestock guardian dogs.
We do not,
Uh-huh.
because we have neighbors close to us. And
Right.
most guardian dogs tend to bark all night, and we try to be good neighbors.
Right?
He's making sucking noises.
Yeah, these are so fun, and we're gonna take some pictures and put on here too of some of the products that Quail Hollow and the other Pygora people sell. This is just incredible, and now I need to blend this with Angora rabbit. They're all, we can't
I want to eat the orange hair.
It's like carrots, okay? They're all carrot like.
Oh my
And
gosh.
there we just go downhill from here.
No.
Hi, babies.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
It's a really tough job, okay?
This is so hard.
This is another caramel.
That's another caramel.
Diddle.
That's Daffodil.
Hi.
She is pretty. Yeah, look at those pretty
I
little
just woke her up.
faces.
She was sleeping.
She was like, I was taking a nap away from the bad goats.
Do any of our people have any questions about the goats?
Right. You can see that these guys are disbudded, which is done when they're babies, like this, so they don't get their horns stuck in fences or
Because
have
that's bad.
issues.
Hi.
Because that's really bad
Too. Yeah.
to have that happen.
Hi. He's like, really?
Yeah,
Hi.
they're all pretty.
Hi.
Shelley's like, see,
I
they're
got
pretty.
two.
Those
They match,
are your
kinda.
two. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are your two. Okay,
Yeah,
good
it's
to
like a
know.
pair. That one doesn't like me as much as this one. I really think this one's darling. That one's going to eat my head. Hi. Hello. Hello.
So, and this isn't a, this is a yearling, so this is about as big as they get. They don't get really big.
She'll go through another big list.
Yeah, they'll a little bit, but they're not, she's about done.
They're
She's
not
gonna fill out.
huge. They're not huge.
They're not like a huge.
It's not like having a
goat.
Nubian in your backyard who
No.
are like, they come up to
They're
your
just
waist
big
and you
enough
can
that we
ride
could
them.
train it to help to pull a cart.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially the weathers. 'Cause they get a lot of
Yeah. See, if we got like two weathers, we could have them pull a cart, and then we could like have it in the parades, like
This one
on
could be
Saturday.
named Joey.
Joey.
I don't know what his name is. But he could
It's
be
very
named Joey.
happy.
Yes.
Rollo
Rollo.
is
Rollo kind of fits
Very
in.
happy.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
He's from
And
the
look at
Candy
how
Crush
pretty they are.
line.
let's see what is his mom? His mom is Jelly Roll.
Jelly roll.
Oh no, wait, Angel Cake. Sorry, Angel Cake.
Oh,
They're all named after food. Look how pretty this one's
That's
faces.
Lindsay, my daughter. Those
This
are
one
my
is so
and
pretty.
These babies that you're all petting right now, all these babies that you're petting right now are all 4-H projects.
This is
Awesome.
like one really big 4-H project.
Right. Look at how
So,
pretty this baby goat
Raised
is.
by a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Yes, and look at the
whenever
fiber.
You guys are like, oh, I worry about, the kids doing the work.
Nope.
No. They do the work.
They do the
They're
work.
out here, after school.
My 14-year-old is doing
Hi.
all of the. She
Oh
can
my
cheer just
gosh.
fine now.
Uh-huh.
My 12-year-old still is learning the technique.
It takes a lot. Well, we always talk about that in rabbits too. It's a mentorship, and it's learning that what to do and when to do it. You can see they're very, very friendly.
Very friendly.
Very friendly.
They're not aloof at all.
No.
Except for that really pretty one. Where is she?
She's a diva.
The diva.
The diva. Oh, there's this little girl goat who's still available.
Oh, she's over here in the
Oh,
shade.
that's my toes. Fingers. That's my
She's over there
fingers.
in the shade.
Next to her
So,
sister.
and you guys can see they have a run and shed, and what they have here, I'm going to show you guys.
And
It's a really
cool
nice setup because we do get rain in the Pacific Northwest. Even though we all know that when we have days like this, it looks like we are never going to have rain again.
But the
And-
grass isn't a foot tall for no reason.
Right. So what we have over here, hi babies, take you guys in the shade, is they have a covered feed bay, which is really cool. And you can see they've got the nice hay in there. And you can see that these guys don't have hay in their fiber, which is awesome. And they're all following me because, there's food over this way. And then in here they have their little run-ins. So on rainy days, they still have activities to do. They can play, and they have an area to get out of the rain, so they don't have to be outside. Because
If you want to take a look at Turkey's udder from the back, there are certain lines of Pygora goats that make beautiful udders. Not every goat.
I was noticing that they have a really good udder because I was just reading on
So
the
she,
Angora
can
goat.
She could milk.
she could milk. She has a nice teat too.
Yeah, and her daughter Ginger Snap has these two saber-toothed goats have twins this year, but they could feed the free roll.
See,
They
I
have
was
so much milk. But
yeah.
there's certain lines that the udders aren't as big or as nice, and so. But there's if people are interested, they can ask. And
For a
there
better-
are certain lines that have beautiful udders.
They also are in
But you're
really
only gonna
good.
get about a quart a day.
Okay,
Yeah, so
Well,
smaller.
but that's a lot of good. But that's a lot of high fat
actually
too.
pretty normal for a Nubian, and not Nubian, Nigerian.
Yeah.
Nigerians are.
You can
roughly the
also
same
see
size.
that they are in really good condition for nursing babies.
They really are in great condition.
That's one thing that we were discussing. There's pros and cons to any animal, and one of the biggest things is figuring out what to fit in out where you are. And I've been talking to a lot of people about why they do Pygoras, not Angoras, in the Northwest. And rain is the number one. The fact
their
Angoras.
coats handle the rain,
Well,
and
Angoras are they are overall more fragile to parasites and just not as hardy. And when you took the white Angora goat and introduced the pygmy goat is a very hardy animal.
Right.
And so thankfully the Pygoras have carried that trait from the pygmy goat, where they're just very hardy in this climate. They also do well in very cold climates. The most important thing with any goat is that they get out of the wind and the rain. If they have a run-in like this, I can shut the man gate right there on hot summer nights, and it's just peace of mind for me
Right.
to know that they're shut in a little bit.
Right.
But they do very well.
Right.
Where Angoras in this climate just tend to have a harder time with things like hoof issues, parasite issues, overall health.
Do you delouse these?
Only if we
Only if
see
needed?
lice. And
Okay.
we haven't. We had a problem when we first started, and then we figured out a treatment program, and we pretty much moved it.
so there was a huge discussion just recently on one of the fiber groups. There's some misconception about topical solutions. People are believing that we pour right on the fleeces.
No.
Right.
So can you run us down how you guys do it? Like,
So if a goat ends up having lice, when we take them out at least monthly for health checks, and to check feet, to check body score condition, make sure that we're not missing any issues.
and as you can tell, that's really hard since they're all
They're
like,
very
don't like
aloof.
people at
I mean,
all.
they're not
Right,
like
yeah.
gathered around us.
Right.
Yeah. No.
And if someone has lice, then what you're going to want to do is take the dorsal stripe here, which is usually on this one you can kind of see that there's usually not usable fiber anyway. So you just take your small Oster A5s and you just shear up the back up to here,
So
and just
there's
take
no fiber.
There's no fiber. It's back down to
They have a
where
reverse
this is.
mohawk.
Right, they have a reverse mohawk. The rest of the fiber's growing, beautiful. We use Ivamec Poron when we have an issue, and it's dosed by weight. So we weigh the goat, we figure out how many milliliters, we draw the milliliters, and then we start dropping it on their spine, down all the way down in different spots, and then that kills the lice. And then we repeat it in like 12 days, because you want to make sure that you kill the life cycle of the lice. So you want to, there's probably, if there's crawling lice, and they've probably laid eggs, so you're getting that next life cycle before they lay eggs again.
Right.
And then you just keep checking it.
She's like, she's supposed to be petting me.
I know.
But there's a large debate if you use the Ivamec Poron that you can make them resistant to Ivamec, which you also want to use if you have a worm issue. But it is
if
the
you
one
are
that-
weighing, if you're weighing,
If you're
and
weighing
dosing
correctly.
properly, then that is not. It's when people don't weigh and dose correctly.
these babies
which
have a
we
really
ran
tough
into
life
that in
over here.
rabbits. The whole. I just give them a pea-sized dose of horseworm versus actually pulling up the correct dosage for the weight of the animal, which creates the superbugs.
Yeah. So this is Iris, and this is that C fiber. She's the only
Oh,
C.
she's a
Oh,
C.
so she's a C.
So she's been sheared, and that was her fiber that we just sheared in the
See, and you can see in the B they have curly tips.
Right.
She,
And
she's probably going to be an A.
oh, she's probably
an
going
A.
to be an A.
That one.
Okay, A, B, not
That one's
C.
an A. This is a C.
You can see this is very cashmere-like.
Very downy.
Yes.
I know. I just
You
picked
can-
at
yeah,
you
you
just
can-
a little bit.
yeah.
I just picked you a little bit, but
And Iris is going to go on an adventure to Alaska.
Oh.
and black dahlia.
This is stickered Shaw. He's got the pre-color, and he's got beautiful
So
fleece.
he's a brown caramel. That's what
they're called.
Color mark, his color is. And then he wears this white blanket, which the blanket is covering up the rest of that brown, right?
Okay.
And then,
Right.
and then when I send in, or Allie sends in his fleece sample, she's going to take it from the barrel. So they're going to say on his registration papers, he's a brown caramel goat with a white bee fiber.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what you can do with those goats that are two-toned like that, or that's probably, I shouldn't say that color, where they have a color and then they have the white blanket, you can blend it together,
Right.
or you can save it separately.
And do a color thing. Yeah.
So Allison, she owns, is it lunchtime, guys? So she owns the black goat with the white blanket, which is actually Shaw's grandmother. And Allison historically has taken all of her black fiber and her white fiber and sent it to the mill, and it comes back this beautiful steel gray.
Right. Because it blends together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what other colors we have?
He's
The
a
caramel.
This one to the right is a white. She's the only white baby we had this year.
She's really pretty.
And then we have to the left, she's black with frosted ears and nose.
Which will look like this little black. See where the fiber's coming in? They gray out a little bit.
Well, she might stay black,
She might stay black.
and she might become brown.
Okay.
So she can do that too. And then see, if you see on her side, that's the duck. And the side of her is the duck with the eye and the beak.
Oh,
You see the duck?
Flossie, there you go. That's cute. She's like, I'm cuter, okay?
Yeah, and my daughters are Oregon Duck fans, so they thought that was pretty
They
fantastic.
thought that was really awesome. They ordered that one special.
Yeah.
So
So what else?
It's so pretty.
This is a white goat.
How much space do you need for one of these? Like, if you're looking for backyard fiber animals.
Well, you always want to start with 2.
Right.
Because they're a herd animal, they're happier. For 2 goats, you just need a 100 by 100 pin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about a regular backyard.
Yeah.
We'll do them.
You definitely want to check with your CCNRs at your city and your county to make sure that you can keep goats in your backyard.
Right, but there's a lot of places actually in Washington and Oregon you can.
Right.
Yes.
They are very, because they're fairly quiet. These are fairly quiet goats too, I've noticed again. Because there's a lot of breeds. I think a lot of the milking goats are talkers.
They can be,
and I
for
think,
sure.
I mean, during feeding time, they'll talk to us.
Well, of course,
You know,
because
when they
breakfast is, it's always 5 minutes late no matter what time you're at.
Right. And Cookie, like when she's at Flock and Fiber Festival or Washington County Fair or something, she will see Allison come in the barn from all the way across the way, and she'll put her hooves up on the side of the pit and start talking to her.
Right. I mean, and this is a real luxury fiber. This is a beautiful, beautiful fiber that is really.
What kind of
top quality
equipment is
luxury.
needed for shearing them? Can you just get a, like you mentioned the Oster A5s?
Yeah, those are great for people just starting out because they're smaller for your hand.
And they don't have the scary teeth that you see on sheep shears.
Okay, so then a lot of people have used the Shear Masters, but those things are huge and they're really heavy. And
Right.
Really
I have
heavy.
smaller hands, so I use the blue, or the Lister Star Listers.
Okay.
And that's my favorite to use. It goes a lot faster. The A5, it takes you a lot longer. Lister, it takes you longer. But when you're just starting out to learn how to, the hardest part is learning how to contour against the goat, so you don't get those second cuts because you really want that staple in.
Right.
And I always tell people, I mean, basically you just have to give yourself a lot of grace and, shear your goat, enter it in a fleece show and learn from the judge.
And you run
Learn
the
about
fleece
second
show
cuts
at
and-
Oregon Flock and Fiber, correct, for the Pygoras?
I do, and at Washington County Fair.
Okay, awesome.
And the goat show at Washington County Fair. The Pygora goat show.
Right. Yeah, very cool. Well, thank you for
Because it is a learning curve, and chances are those first few pieces that you share.
And fiber always grows
just-
back.
It does.
That's
It's
one
very
of the things.
forgiving.
It's a very
forgiving.
renewable resource.
Yeah.
These guys are not going to lose their
And the goats forgive you if you give them an ugly haircut.
right.
I mean, they
don't
might
care.
bear a grudge for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
They bear a grudge much longer when you tattoo their ears. But the
Right.
ensuring
Yeah, no. But no,
What
it's
color is she? Because
so
she has
she's a brown caramel. So see,
brown caramel.
so see her face is very similar to his. The
Okay,
coloring,
badgery.
The brown.
Okay.
So she's a brown caramel with a gray fiber.
And this is what we were talking about earlier. This coat, now she's ready to be sheared.
She is.
And you can see this coat is really nice and loose and open. But just like on one of my rabbits, if you see her from the back, you can see she's just got a little bit of webbing.
It's getting
and a little bit
plumpier.
matted.
She's
because you can see that she's actually starting to slip that fiber a little bit.
Yeah.
And around her ears too, you can see there's a little bit of.
Oh, that's always a mess up.
So that's where,
way.
yeah. So if you have these as pets, looking for those
Yeah,
spots.
keeping those spots trimmed.
Because
if
I
you
was
have
reading on
time
the
and
Pygora goat group today, I saw, they're like, well, you should brush them and blow them, and you should do this and you should do that. No, you need to pick coats that stay
Right.
nice, just
So-
like everything else.
We learned we don't have to worry about
Life.
chemicals on our goats
Uh-huh.
because that's not on the fiber that we're using.
No.
And I know that that's the same deal with sheep because they shear them naked and then they treat them naked.
Yes.
Because there's no point in pouring expensive medications
into a fleece.
into a fleece when it's not going to do anything.
No, you want to get
Really,
it on that skin.
the farmers do care about these animals, and they are not out to, I don't know, pour chemicals on everything because that costs a lot.
You're still over here. This one still is here with me.
He's really cute. I don't know if you saw, but he's got like this white patch under his arm. Just this little white patch right
See
there.
the white patch? He's like, I don't know, but I'm very social, okay?
He's the biggest of the three triplets.
Yeah, he says, I think I'm a human goat.
Right.
He's a human goat. He's gonna hopefully go to somebody with lots of kids or something. And that makes a huge difference too when you have these 4-H projects and they do get the handling and the
We see
and
that
the
in the
cuddling.
rabbits. I've
Yep.
seen it in all forms of livestock.
Yep.
They
Because-
affectionate.
Yes, they like the people really well.
Well, and goats overall are so
Goats are very into people.
inquisitive and interested in what you're doing.
Hi. Right.
You know,
She's
Sheep-
friendly too.
not so much.
Sheep are like cats. Goats
Sheep
are like
worse than cats.
goats are like dogs. They're just they have that.
They really are different.
They're
and
different
they are that
personalities.
much different.
Yep, they are, and everybody likes different things and what they have. And there's no perfect animal for anybody, which is why we need to support our small farms. It's because we can't have all of these animals,
Nope.
and so we want to be able to buy the fiber from people who matter. Now, do you sell your fiber online, or they can contact you? I know you've got a Facebook page.
Yes, I haven't. I used to sell at Etsy, but I'm not right now.
Uh-huh.
And I've been trying to get my inventory back up, and we will be selling. We'll have a booth at Flock and Fiber Festival,
Awesome.
and we will be selling hopefully at Washington County Fair.
Right. Very cool. Oregon Flock and Fiber Festival is always the last Saturday or last weekend in September, last full weekend in September. And they have a really good Pygora goat show there. And then we, of course, are there in the Bunny Barn. So there's lots of fiber animals, and it's great. It's in Canby, Oregon. Really a great one to come and put on your schedule. It's like a whole festival weekend.
You can come
It's a
and
party.
you can get like selfies with the goats.
Right.
Yes.
Take your selfies with the goats. So, all right, you guys have fun, and we're going to end this and go on other adventures, and who knows what we'll do. And I've got to, create a diversion so we can sneak the goats into the car.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
all right, and bye.
Bye.